Well, welcome to a new Dave's Classic Garage Tours video, and in this one we're back at the Healey Factory where we actually get to see some Healeys.
This is one of our wide-bodied Healeys, so it's 4 inches wider than a standard car.
Right. Austin Healey's to be precise, plus a pre-facelift Triumph TR3. So if British sports cars are your thing, stick around to find out more. All right, Chris, well, first up, what have we got here? I suppose the company name is the Healey Factory. We've
got a fairly special car here. This is one of our wide-bodied Healeys, so it's 4 inches wider than a standard car.
Right.
And then there's all the changes that we've made along the way.
Okay, so it came out of the factory 4 inches wide?
No.
Oh, right,
no,
okay.
This is something that we've been doing for ourselves and our customers.
Oh, okay.
So we've put the width into the car here.
Yeah.
So what you've got on the front of the car, you've got an aluminium front shroud and a steel guard.
Gotcha.
We then put an inch into each side of it.
Okay.
And that gives us an overall distance of 4 inches wider. Move the doors out so we keep the line of the car.
So this was a complaint by owners that they weren't?
No, this was just something that we saw and we thought we could go down that avenue. Austin Healey did actually build their own version of a wide-body car called the 4000. There was 3 that they made, 2 automatics, 1 manual, and they were actually 6 inches wider, so wider car than what we've been developing. Okay. And it was done right down the centre of the car. And they had a Rolls-Royce engine in.
Wow.
And you say that one of those is in Australia now, yeah?
Yeah, there's one living in Australia now, yeah.
And did that go through the Healey factory?
Yeah, we did a total restoration to the car as well, yeah. We're going for the width, but we've gone around it in a completely different manner than the factory did.
And is this the first attempt?
No, we've most probably done at least half a dozen, possibly more if I looked up the numbers.
Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So the Healey factory is known for this job?
Yes. People in the Healey fraternity know all about the modifications that we do.
Oh, wow. Gosh, it's just...
So as a standard car, you see, it wouldn't have had the stainless steel firewall.
Right.
But we've put a stainless steel firewall on. We've covered the foot boxes in polished stainless. And we've put lots of heat reducing products behind it to try and stop the inside of the car getting so hot.
Yeah.
They are known to get really hot.
Right.
So we're trying to reduce that as well.
Yeah.
Also, it gives us the opportunity with a really nice clean bulkhead that we can put the wire in on the inside of the car and leave a really clean engine bay.
Understood. And are these the ones you've made? Are they all stayed in Australia or have they gone overseas?
There's one that we built for a chap in Norway.
Yeah.
I think the other ones will all still be in Australia at the moment, but I'd have to check as people move around a bit, the owners.
Yeah. And what other modifications?
So we've made it 4 inches wider. It's going to get 7-inch wide wheels on the front, 8-inch on the back, and they're going to be in the corner. They're in a black wire wheel.
Oh yeah.
Rack and pinion steering, bigger brakes, Coney suspension front and rear.
Wow. Oh my Lord.
It's also got limited slip diff with a quaff centre. It's going to have a straight cut 5-speed gearbox, and in the engine we've developed our
The gearbox from what?
Austin Healey.
Oh right.
But a straight cut gearbox. Okay. So it'll sound fantastic while you're going through the gears.
Yeah.
We've developed our own aluminium blocks over the years, so we get rid of the cast iron block, produce a complete aluminium engine with head and block. This car's going to be 3.8 litres with triple Webers, but we can go up to 4.4 in the same block as well.
Wow. I bet she sounds fantastic, huh? The paintwork is just to die for.
But the rally...
I know you're worried about a little bit of dust, but I can assure you it shines through.
Yeah, we've put the rally vents in the sides of the guard.
Yeah.
Removes a little bit of heat, but also it adds to the look of the car. Yeah. There's going to be no bumpers on the car. We've gone for the really large flip-top petrol cap on the back, long-range aluminium fuel tanks being made for the car.
Yeah.
Because it's going to have the Webbers on, she's going to drink fairly thirstily.
Yeah. And what do the purists say, Chris?
Oh, they can appreciate the quality and what's gone into the car, but the purists still really like the basic
car.
The
purists,
but there is a lot of people out there want to drive the cars, go touring in their cars, and really appreciate the cars, and not just go to a car show and park up.
Right. Yeah. And do you reckon is that it's a newfound thing that they want to be more usable now that these cars they're realising
they've always been used. I mean, next year we've got 12 cars leaving from Australia again and going to Norway. They're going to the European meet in Norway. And then the customers will also drive the cars around Europe for around 6 or 7 weeks, put them back in the containers and ship them back. So these cars move all the way around the world.
Yeah.
In past years, I've been to America, England, Europe. So they get used widely, and then all over Australia as well.
there is enough of these built for them, for these modification cars to, to be allowed to be out. They shouldn't worry too much.
Usually the modified cars like this, or even with a V8 in, because we've done quite a few of these with V8 motors in as well.
modern ones? Or
No, we
what do you
usually put a Ford Windsor in, you know, with a single Holly or quad quad Webers, depending on what the customer would want, with Tremec 5-speed gearboxes.
Right.
It just depends on the customers. They see what we can do, and then they go, can I have, and you can have anything you want. It's just time, effort, and money.
Sure. Well, I can't wait to see this one up and running. That's well, how long's left on this?
I'm just waiting for the last of the machine work to the engine block. We can drop an engine and gearbox in it. Then it's put the wiring loom in, and then they can go to the local trimmer and have an interior done for the car.
Yeah. So still some time off yet before she'd...
Oh, look, in the perfect world, it would only be a couple of months, but it's most likely going to go on for 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's spectacular work you've done anyway. So a bit more standard, this one, than the...
Yeah, so
the
what
first
we've
one?
got here is sort of classified as the end of the Healey range. So it's a twin big light. BJ8 is the model, Austin Healey, 3 litre. Wind-up window car. So these were coming to the end of the lifespan of the Austin Healey, so this was the last of the models that they produced. So it had the pram-style soft top on the car that folded down, and when it was down, you could still see some of it on the outside of the car.
Right.
Earlier cars had the removable frames that you put inside the car and kept a cleaner line on the cars.
Oh my God, look at the interior on that.
So this has just come back from the trimmer. So we've just had a new interior fitted in the car.
It's crazy.
This car's sort of been a bit of a team effort between myself and the owner. The owner has his own panel shop in South Australia, and he pulled the car apart 14 years ago. He then gave the body and the panels to his staff to restore the metalwork. They became unstuck fairly quickly and couldn't do it. They just didn't have the knowledge of what to work with aluminium and steel and to put them back together.
Yeah.
So he shipped the chassis and the body to ourselves. We did the body and the chassis for him and then sent it back to South Australia.
Right.
He painted the chassis in South Australia, sent it back to us, and we fitted suspension, engine, gearbox, and turned it into a rolling chassis.
Yeah.
Went back to him. He fitted the outer body panels. Then he then also painted the outside of the car because he could do the paint work. Okay.
Yeah.
Then he sent it back, and we've finished off putting the bright work on the car, getting the interior done, and now we'll do the final commission on the car for him as well. So within a couple of weeks, he should be getting that one back.
Yeah.
And then it'll go to South Australia. So
It's done some miles back and forth,
yeah,
eh?
yeah, on the trailer, it's on a couple of Ks. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's another stunner though, isn't it? Sorry, paintwork was done
By himself.
by himself, right?
Yeah. As I say, he has his own panel shop.
Panel shop there. Yeah. Okay, so what do we got
So
here?
we've got total restoration to the TR3. It is an early TR3, and there's not that many that were actually built. In some respects, the car that the customer brought to us was the worst car we've ever seen.
Oh, really?
But he had an emotional link to the car, and that's why I decided to restore it. And in my office, I've got a picture of his father driving the TR3s at Fisherman's Bend as they come off the production line. So he was sort of, you know, rattle and squeak, most probably test driving, everything works. And his dad will have sat in this car, but that's the only link to it, and that's why I decided we needed to do it. So these were classified as, these came from the UK as a knockdown kit, and then they were built, you know, to get the workforce going again in Australia after the war and whatever.
Was it a popular car in Australia, the TRs?
Yes, well, worldwide they sold extremely well.
Yeah, certainly America, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. What sort of modifications would have been made to this over a car that was sold in Britain? Was there anything done to it?
No, not really. They were the same. They were just came in the box of parts and then put together.
And what sort of reputation would they have had back in? You weren't around, obviously. There.
Oh, Triumph have always been a good seller, you know, worldwide. But
obviously, you know, for the Australian roads at the time and whatever, this was designed for British back roads.
Well, people just wanted cars, you know. People had got good jobs, they had money to spend, and they all wanted different cars, you know. So, you know, not everybody wanted a Holden.
No.
And people would have preferred, for argument's sake, to have maybe bought an Austin Healey or a Jaguar, but
okay, so what's
being done? New front bulkhead complete. So everything in that area.
Right.
New inner front wheel arches, floors, sills, door skins. Repaired the front guards, rear guards.
And you say about new, as in newly built here, or?
No, I bought a bulkhead out of Europe, brand new. They're manufactured over there. And
as in what, manufactured recently, or was it OEM?
Yeah. No, I bought that maybe 18 months ago. So it might have been just pre-COVID I got it.
So there's manufacturers, there's aftermarket manufacturers dedicated.
Yeah, where we buy the spare parts for all these cars, you know, so we can restore them. You know, there's places in the UK and America that you can buy parts for Austin Healey, Triumph, you know, and all the other sports cars. Yeah. You've just got to find out where all these people are.
Yeah, sure. And is it like small batch sort of engineering firms that are knocking this sort of stuff out?
No, these are big companies.
Right.
Yeah. Because worldwide, there's still millions of, not millions, but you know, hundreds of Triumphs still on the road, which still need regular maintenance as they go along. People are still restoring the cars. There's lots of hobbyists doing all these things worldwide.
Absolutely. Cool. That's another cracker. Oh. That's it for this time, and we still haven't had a look around the repair side of the business, where the variety of cars that the team works on is as remarkable as over on the restoration side. Be assured, I'll be back. If you love this video, you're going to absolutely love this one, so click on the screen and watch that, and I'll see you in the next video.